Hi everybody and welcome back to my channel. So today, as promised, I will do the follow-up to the hashtag major favorites by Toadstool Tarot. And I decided to do, as I said, a follow-up inspired by that for the minor arcana suits in the tarot. So I picked for each of the minor arcana cards my favorite card out of the decks that I have currently in my collection, and I will talk about it and show them to you as I did in my response to the major favorites tag. Because the major arcana has a lot more cards in it than the minor arcana has a lot more cards in it than the major arcana does. I decided to split this up into two parts, into two videos. So we're going to do two suits per video so that the video won't be too long, except for that my videos are always long videos because I'm rambling too much. Um, yeah, and that is what we're gonna do today and in the next part. So today we're going to take a look at the wand suit and the cup suit. Um, so let's start with that. And of course, if you like what you see, if you like this tag, feel free to respond either down in the comment section below. I would love to hear your favorite minor arcanas or doing your own video, and let me know down in the comments, or use the tag that I'm using right here for this video and the next one, which will probably be something like hashtag major minor favorites. I'm not sure, or just minor favorites. Um, you will see what tag is used in the title of this video. Feel free to do a response. I would love to see all of your responses to see your minor favorites. All right, so let's start with the wand suit. And for the Ace of Wands, I picked the Ace of Wands out of the Prisma Visions Tarot. I just love that art style, and I love that you can see all of that creation in here with the flowers, all of the colorful flowers in all colors. So you see that growth, that creation, that abundance that can come out of an idea, that spark of creation. I love that sparkliness around the wand, so you really get a sense of fire energy, of a spark, um, yeah, that can lead to growth, that can create something completely new. So I love that. And it really looks like, even though there are a lot of blues in this deck, it really looks fiery to me, because especially because of that. And I love the structure in the wand itself, the wooden structure here. So I quite like that. And I like that, even though this is the Ace of Wands, water is also incorporated, because oftentimes our passions come from our heart, what we really love to do. So I love that combination. All right, for the Two of Wands, I decided to go with the This Might Hurt Tarot and this one. First of all, I love the use of oranges and yellows in this card and throughout, I think, the whole wand suit. So you really get a sense of wands, of fiery energy, of creative energy, of sun energy even. Um, so I love the coloring, and I love that it's the Two of Wands in our everyday life. It depicts a moment in our everyday life, um, where we experience the Two of Wands, that planning, being in the preparation state of things, um, trying to figure out which way is the best way to go to reach your goals, or which goal you want to reach next. So it really depicts that, and it really helps to understand the Two of Wands. So for the Three of Wands, I picked the Light Seers Tarot. I just love how this card looks. You really get a sense of fiery energy with the fire here, with the red sky or the purpley red sky, the orangey yellow surfboard. I love that she walks towards the ocean, towards the waves, trying to ride the waves, manage the wild emotions, the wild ride, everything. But she also gazes out into the horizon to see what's going to happen next and to react to the action of the ocean. So I really like this depiction and it just looks stunning. For the forefronts, I picked the textured tarot. Maybe not my favorite art style or my favorite depiction in terms of art and looking at it and going, oh my gosh, this is stunning. But that is, of course, subjective. But I love that you have two options in this card. The Four of Wands is where we reach a point where we can be proud of what we reach, where we can pause for a little bit and celebrate and enjoy what we already have accomplished. So this could be in a real celebration that we have up here with friends, with family, sharing your successes, sharing your happy moment and celebrating. But for some of us that are not like the party queens or kings, it's just leaning back and enjoying what we have accomplished in our home, having a cozy evening in front of a beautiful warm fire and just enjoying ourselves and the calm before the next storm. And I love that you can, that you have the two options right here in this card. For the Five of Wands, I chose the Circle Tarot just because I love to see like dogs playing or fighting, because it is natural that they're playing with sticks, which of course could be wands or are quite close to wands. And it's also the Five of Wands for me is sometimes more about internal conflict and chaos as for external conflict. That's more the Five of Swords for me. But also more of it could also be external, but then it's more of a competition, a playful competition, which could lead to, in its shadow aspect, to serious conflict. But in its light aspect, or where it starts, it's more of like a playful competition than a serious conflict, which would also be more of the Five of Swords. So that's why where I differ the Five of Wands from the Five of Swords. Um, and with dogs playing, it's like that. It's like they are playing, they are having fun, and that could lead to competition and that could lead to a serious fight over the stick. But it starts out as a lighthearted play and interaction. So I really like that. For the Six of Wands, interestingly, I really went through all of my tarot decks that I have in my collection and picked out the cards that I really like from the deck. Then I sorted them into piles, Ace of Wands, Two of Wands, and so on, and figured out which one of those is really my favorite. The only card that I have not picked any out of all of my decks is for the Six of Wands. I don't know why, but in every deck that I have, there wasn't one that I went, oh my gosh, I need to pick this out because this is so beautiful, so gorgeous, or I really like that. I can work with those. I can work with all of them. but it's not like stunning. This is my favorite. I need to keep this out. So we're going to, which is interesting because that is the only card that happened. So we're moving on directly with the Seven of Wands, and I depicted or picked the Lightseer's Tarot here as well. Because I love that she is in meditative state, that she set boundaries, but more of energetic boundaries, and really take care of herself. And boundary setting or defending yourself isn't often about physically defending yourself. It's about setting boundaries in terms of focusing on what you want, focusing on your energy, and not giving too much energy out for each and every one and for every single thing, but centering that energy and setting boundaries in that terms. So I really like that. It's an unusual depiction, but I like that. Because how often do you see in our days somebody standing there fighting to defend himself physically? So I really like that, and I like that protective bubble around her and her energy. She's not letting herself getting out of her calmness, of her comfort, of her energy, but she's centering it and using it for herself. For the Eight of Wands, I depicted the spacious, or I picked the spacious tarot. It's simple, it's quite traditional. Normally you see the eight wands flying through the air. Here you see eight, it's it's also eight wands, but it could also be like shooting stars or meteorites shooting down through the beautiful night sky for most of them. So I really like that. I'm a sucker for night skies, for stars up in the skies, and for viewing those or seeing those. So I really like this depiction, even though it is quite traditional. For the Nine of Wands, I picked the This Might Hurt tarot again. I just love this depiction. I love especially these chewed on pants right here in the background. I love that detail. I love that idea to depict the Nine of Wands in that way. I love his frustrated and almost tired of facial expression, but he's still going because he's close. He's close to what he needs to accomplish, what he needs to do to reaching that goal. And yeah, he put a lot of work and a lot of time into it, and now he's close, but it still needs work and effort. And oftentimes, the closer we get to our goal or to reaching that point of we're finished, and we're done with everything, the more the more difficult it seems to get, and the more obstacles it seems are coming our way. So we really need to breathe and keep going and move forward. I just love this depiction. And for the Ten of Wands, I picked the Naked Heart Tarot because I find this, I mean, what else is more fitting than a camel to depict the energy of the Ten of Wands? It needs a lot of endurance. It is not an easy road. And it, yeah, there are blockages along the way, but you need to move forward. And a camel can do that, even though the circumstances or the environment isn't perfect and is really difficult to navigate in and to move forward and have your resources that you need to survive that. A camel is the master of that, or a dromedar. So it really just fits to pick that animal for the Ten of Wands. And even though it looks tired, it's still moving forward. So I like that. For the Page of Wands, I decided to go with the Brit's Third Eye Tarot. I just love all the red colors, the red flowers, but they're not fully opened yet. They're still in that beginning phase of opening up, which I love for page energy. I love that we have a child depicted here because page energy is a pretty fresh and new energy and often a starting point, and a pretty exciting energy oftentimes, especially the Page of Wands is really that energy, that childlike energy, that wanting to explore, wanting to um, yeah, have new experiences, wanting to go on an adventure, being fascinated by what you recognized for the first time, getting to know where you want to go and who you really are. So I really like that. And I love her red hair, her absolute um, amazed facial expression of what she for the first time recognized and experienced. So I really like that. For the Knight of Wands, I also went with the Brit's Third Eye Tarot. I really like this fiery energy here in terms of color of the background, that heart on fire, that really driving forward and moving forward to reach your goals, to follow your passions and your hearts and your desires. Her fiery red hair, her determined facial expression. So I really like that. For the Queen of Wands, I went with the Shadowscapes Tarot. I really love her orange dress. I love that she is winged. I love her horns. Um, I love that she is in a creative outlet here, being creative, playing music. I love all the foxes in here, which are for me a lot about fiery energy as well. All the animals surrounding her, being attracted to her, her ability, her charisma. Um, her energy, which is really what the Queen of Wands is for me. She is charismatic, she is attractive, she is confident, and she looks pretty confident. She is creative, um, and she's passionate. And I really see everything in that in her. So I really love her. I could look at her all the time. She's so beautiful. And for the King of Wands, I went with the textured tarot again. I just love his unique style. He's pretty confident and determined um, in uh, um, let alone in his posture, how he's standing there. He's pretty unique looking and he's expressing himself authentically, not being afraid of what other people might think of him. Um, you get a sense of creative energy with that right here and with all the flowers around him, that burst of fiery energy, almost like an explosion behind him. The lion on his chest, the fire salamander around him. So I really like him. He's confident, he's a leader energy, but he's also his authentic self. And he's charismatic, definitely, but unique as well. And he's not afraid to show that and being creative with that. But he knows his worth. So I really like that. So that was the one suit. Now let's hop over to the cups. For the Ace of Cups, I picked the Prisma Visions Tarot again. The blue coloration of this deck worked perfectly for the cup suit or for the chalices in this case, but I just love all the water down here and that beautiful fountain with all of those different water fountains flowing down here. I mean, it's almost like you have one, two, three, four, almost five cups that are overflowing with water and flowing into that bigger water. I love that we have the full moon here in the background as well, which is connected to water, to female energy, to our um, internal world, to emotions and intuition as well. So I just love this. It's more overflowing water than that you can't get in any Ace of Cups. Two of Cups, I went with the Lightseers Tarot again. I just love that we first of all have two different skin colors that are uniting. We only see their hands, so they could be whichever gender you prefer. Two females, two males, one male and one female, or whatever else you prefer. So I love that gender neutrality here. Um, and I also love that you can see with the cups, all of those energies are uniting, creating this beautiful rainbow and mixing and matching together because of their choice to being vulnerable, to connect, to being open for each other. And you can really see that energy exchange and that creating something new out of two single energies. So I really love that. For the Three of Cups, I also went with the Lightseers Tarot. I just love this depiction. I love that we have these three women. I loved the choice of perspective that we're standing behind them and seeing what they're looking at. I love the inclusion of the threefold spiral. I'm not sure what you are calling that, but it's like the ever continuing circle of energy, connection, maiden, mother, and crone, all of that. I love that we have three different people that we are looking here. More of a darker skin color, a lighter skin color, three different hair colors as well. And I love that they're looking at the stars up here. They're standing in front of water, and they're opening up to receiving each other's energy, but also to receiving the universal energy. And they're just enjoying a beautiful late evening together and getting out of your everyday life. So I really like that. For the Four of Cups, I went with the This Might Hurt tarot again. I just love that it's not boredom here, which can be for the Four of Cups, but more in the shadow position or in the extreme position when this energy gets in its extremes. But basically, it's stable emotions, is stability in your emotional realm, and grounding, calming, finding your center. So I really love that we have her here in a meditative posture, her back to this tree. I love that we even see the roots of this tree connecting um, to the earth. So it's not like she's bored or she's frustrated. She's just trying to calm her mind, to order her emotions, and to stabilize. So I really like that. And of course, you can miss some opportunities um, when you overdo it. Um, but maybe you don't even need something new because you're completely content with what you already have. For the Five of Cups, I went with the Lightseers Tarot again. I just love her posture, her facial expression, how she looks down in the spiral. I love the idea of that spiraling down energy where her emotions are flowing in that black, but you have that light at the end of the tunnel. So I really like this depiction. And she's currently only focusing on that spiral because that needs her attention at the moment. but she can stand up and walk away as well when she's ready. So I really like that. Despite the fact that the art style in the light series is right up my alley. So for the Six of Cups, I went with the... Oh my gosh, you guys. I'm totally blanking right now. Okay, I need to look. I hope I am finding it because I'm really blanking. The Darkness of Light. The Darkness of Light tarot deck. This is by far my favorite Six of Cups because you really have that sense of the inner child work, connecting to your inner child. And it also recognizes that not every childhood was absolutely perfect and beautiful. And even when we had a beautiful childhood, not every moment of the childhood was beautiful. We also had difficult moments, and you can really see that here with the posture and the expression on this child, on this young girl, that it is that there are some wounds that we need to recognize and to work on. And her right now reaching her hand, recognizing that and trying to take care of her, it's just so emotional and so touching for me. It's beautiful. So for the Seven of Cups, I went with the Naked Heart Tarot again. I just love this depiction. I mean, what better way to depict a giraffe, um, which is absolutely blinded. She can't see clearly her way forward because of all that different cups. Um, it's a little bit funny even. It has a little bit of humor with that depiction, but it's pretty clear what this card is about. So I really like that. Get your head out of the clouds and yeah, get clarity again. See what really lies ahead of you. For the Eight of Cups, I picked the Light Seers Tarot again. I just love this art style, as I said before. I love that she is walking away from us towards a new horizon. The sun here is setting or rising, probably more rising because it is light here in this card. So she's starting in a new day, in a new beginning, and letting the past behind her. I love that it seems like she's going out of the water, and you see her footprints here. So I really like that. But there's also one cup that is lit up, so she will remember this, and she has learned from that. She will remember it, but it's time to move forward. So it's not necessarily a bad thing that has happened here, but it's just time to move forward because there's nothing else to nothing else to do here. So I really like that, and I just love this depiction. For the Nine of Cups, which is often seen as the wish fulfillment card, for me, it's more about self-love, really accepting yourself 100%, and being absolutely confident with who you are and content, and yeah, enjoying your life and enjoying who you are, getting to know yourself, because that is the state before the Ten of Cups is reached. And the Ten of Cups for me is more about that happy end in relationships, in a connection. And the Nine of Cups is that happy end in the relationship with yourself and being happy on your own without the need of a partner. And the one deck that really depicts that perfectly and absolutely beautiful is the Sazerabido Tarot, which really goes more into that self-love, self-acceptance, being happy and content with who you are, and enjoying life with yourself. And there's no need for really having a partner to be happy and enjoy life. And you really see that in here, blossoming, growing, opening up, getting to know yourself, accepting who you are, being confident with who you are, with your body. So I really like that instead of the traditional wish fulfillment card. And it's just beautiful. And for the Ten of Cups, I went with the Textured Tarot, which is that happy end and that partnership goals, where this is the goal of self-love and being content with yourself. This is the goal of being content with your partner and reaching that and being happy. I love the perspective here that you're seeing these two from behind. I love that they're holding hands, working together. I love that we have different skin tones. I love the little hearts on the pouches of the jeans right here. I love the blue and the red, water and fire mixing together, the rose right here, beauty. I love the dogs playing in the background, and you also have that duality of black and white. I love it that it's almost looking like beach. So we also have that aspect of moving out of the water, where they are connected and showed up their emotional state and what's going on inside of them to each other. I love that the rainbow is pretty faint, so it's not one of these cheesy, in your face kind of boom rainbows, but it's still there. So I really like this. For the Page of Cups, I went with the Mary L. Tarot. I just love this depiction. I don't know why exactly, but it's just beautiful for me. And there's something about it that really speaks to me and touches me. I don't know, as I said, I don't know the exact reason for that. I love that that there is no hair. I love that it's pretty gender neutral. I love that depiction of the fish and water. I love that this person is naked. Um, it's just absolutely gorgeous. For the Knight of Cups, I went with the Dark Days Tarot. Yes, the Dark Days Tarot. I just love that we have, instead of a horse for the knights, we have the whale for the Knight of Cups, which fits perfectly because it's in the water, it's pretty, it's wise, it's experienced, it's in tune with its intuition. Um, so I really like that. I love that she is nude here on top of that whale. And moving her way forward through her inner landscape, through the water, through the emotions, learning to trust herself, getting to know herself, being vulnerable. So I really like that. For the Queen of Cups, my all-time favorite is the Shadowscapes Tarot. I love how you have these sea turtles, which I'm a fan of. They really manage to flow through the emotions. They really have a special charisma to them and a special energy to them for me. And they're all surrounding her and building that bridge for her to walk on so that she is able to move to move through her element and to control it and to nurture it and see what's going on. I love her open posture. I love that her dress is blue, but I really love this aspect here of the turtles and her walking on them. I really like that. There's even this little guy looking up at her. Beautiful. And for the King of Cups, it's also from the Shadowscapes. I love that we have again these sea turtles, which are absolutely amazing creatures. I love that we have the seaweed, what looks like, all surrounding him. I love that he has a silvery beard, which is pretty long, that he holds his cup. I love that inclusion of a seahorse, for the King of Cups, especially because um, with seahorses, the male one gets or birth gives birth to the children. So I really love this aspect, and it's just a beautiful depiction. The artwork of Stephanie Pumin Law is absolutely amazing. So this was it, you guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it was helpful for you. And it was interesting for you to watch. Please don't hesitate to respond to this by doing your own video on your channel using the hashtag so that I can find you, or by just commenting what are your favorite what are your favorite minor arcana cards in terms of wands and cups? I would love to read your responses or to watch your responses. And yeah, thank you for watching. And stay tuned for the next part where I will go through my favorite swords and pentacles, which I will upload as well in the next couple of days. So thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so that you don't miss any of the other videos and projects that I have planned for the upcoming weeks. Thank you to all of you who already have subscribed. I really appreciate that. And don't forget to, participate if you want to. I really would love to see and read all of your responses. So until next time, you guys, bye.